Kia ora, talo whalava, maloa lale, hello and welcome to this week's newsletter. Cold today it is. The spring weather is backwards and forwards, but it's more like a winter days. So I'll talk a little bit about winter in a moment. First thing I'd like to touch on is the industrial action by the PPTA. So yesterday our school was essentially closed, and that was to accommodate the strike yesterday. Be assured that your boys would have had plenty of work to do, and 1 or 2 days throughout a year for that sort of thing is a disruption, but it's something that we can work with. So our staff are well skilled in being able to accommodate that. But yeah, it is something which could happen again in the future. So there's something to watch out for, please. Sport's a really important part of our school, and I made a special mention last week of our first 11 hockey team. We're exceptionally proud of those boys. This week I want to point out our first 15 that are continuing on their campaign to make the top 4 in New Zealand, which is a great feat. And if you're able to, go along to Palmerston North on Saturday and support them in their in hopefully a win against Fielding in the Massey Sports Fields over in Palmy, 12:30 on Saturday. It'll be really awesome if you can go along there and support those boys, because I know that Fielding will have a huge number of supporters there. So that's really important, as is all of the tournaments that we're involved with over the next week or so. So we've got, I have to look at my list here because there's quite a big range. We've got basketball, that's here. We've got badminton in Wellington. We've got football in Wellington. We've got hockey up in Auckland. We've got rugby in Auckland. We've got rugby in Palmerston North. So stretching right across the North Island. That's awesome. I had a meeting with all those boys involved who are going on their tournaments, and just expressed to them the gratitude and support that they've got to have for their teachers, their managers and so on, because those staff are voluntarily taking their time away from their families, and that's without them none of that would happen, no matter how good our teams are. So that's something that if you could have a bit of a chat with your son about, that would be pretty good. I also talked about the fact that when we go away as athletes and we are honouring the badge here, the crest, that's really important. So they're in our care 24 hours a day, the whole time, from the moment they leave the school grounds to the moment they come back and they go back into your care. So that's really important, because schooling can change a little bit when you're on tournament, but school rules apply the whole time. And so hopefully the boys listen to that. Certainly reinforced it pretty strongly. Get up to mischief and you lose your right to compete and play for our school. So I hope they listen to that. And if you could have a bit of a chat with them about that, that'll be awesome. We do want them to have fun, but we want them to compete fairly and with honour and respect for being part of Hastings Boys. So if you can reinforce that, it'd be really awesome. Look at that, sun's coming out, nice. This week we've had parent-teacher interviews, and that's really good. Quite a large number, not quite as many as we have in Term 1, which is natural and as expected, but it's been a really good chance to catch up and touch base with the parents, and for you also to meet some of our staff and have chats with them. Enrolments for next year, crikey, we're going to have a very full school next year. We are already tipping close to 100 Year 9s for next year. I don't think we'll have to close off the enrolments, but we're a school of choice. We're a school that's desired, and to help make the movement into next year even smoother, if you can help put the word out that places are limited, and we do need to get parents and those boys who are living locally who are Year 8 to actually get on and do the enrolments, and then we can make good plans for next year. But yeah, we're getting close to saying we're pretty full, and that's awesome. The final thing I'd like to just talk about very briefly is just touch base about something which I came across. You can't really see that, but it's about cannabis use in New Zealand, and I hand on heart do not believe that we've got a big issue in our school at all. It is not something that I think I've had to deal with actually in my time that I've been here, very seldom. But it is part of New Zealand, and we're part of the society we live in. So I just touch on a few things here. So risk of frequent use if using cannabis before 18 years old. That's obviously the boys that we've got here. They are twice as likely not to complete high school. They are 74% less likely to complete a tertiary degree. They will earn, eventually, they will earn $273 less per week than someone who is a non-user. They are 2 to 3 times more likely to be of risk of gum disease. They are up to 2 times more likely to suffer from psychosis disorders. None of these things are good. So, as I say, I don't believe we've got a problem. Nobody at our school believes we've got a problem, but it is things that we need to be mindful of, and we do know, no question, it is in the community. It's in all parts of New Zealand. So have a chat with your son, open up, have a talk with him, and explain that sort of thing. We've got a fantastic counsellor here, Alex Swinburne. He can always help with any questions that boys might have. And so next week I'm out and about visiting all those tournaments, supporting those teams, and hopefully I'll get to see some of you on the sidelines, on the turf or in the court, and hopefully let's aim for cheering our boys on for a win. So until next week, matua, thank you very much.